Hey family, it's your girl Natural Chocolate here, and I'm coming to you with Leaving Corporate America Part 3. Right? I thought I bet you thought this was gonna be like a short and sweet series, but it's just not that simple. Okay, so as you can see by the title, mind your business. It's not what you think. I'm not talking about keep to your business, like stay out of other people's business, but I am. Okay, follow me. So up to this point, you've probably been thinking about, wow, do I really want to leave corporate America and work for myself? Or do I just need to change careers, change jobs? You also have thought about, okay, what's my big why? You've gone through the 5 whys. If not, you need to go back and watch parts 1 and 2. And this one is about mind your business / moonlighting. Okay, so little quick story. When I got the itch to leave corporate America, which was like the day I started my job, I knew I needed to have a plan. And at the time, I was working in a manufacturing facility, and I was managing the 3rd shift operation for my department. And every 5 to 6 weeks, I had to work the weekend. I hated it. Hated it. Oh my gosh. If you go read through my journals right now, I was just like the most unhappy girl on the planet. So I was like, well, I can't jump from this to leaving because, one, I had just started working. On top of that, I didn't have a schedule that was conducive at the time, so I had to do it in baby steps. So the first step was to get off nights. Okay, the weekend rotation was just part of the job, and so there was a plan that was involved, but I was on nights for about a year, okay, maybe a little bit longer. And so I had to set that goal in place and say, okay, the end result is all the way over here, which is to eventually leave. But to eventually leave, I need a job, I need a role or a job that is going to help me be able to do some things and straddle at the same time, okay? But in order to be able to even to get to do that, I need to get off of nights so I can have like a regular life so I can manage these things. So my first step was to get off nights. So I got off nights, and actually I think I ended up going to the 2nd shift operation, which was fine because I had the mornings to do things before I went to work. But either way, I wasn't sleeping during the day, okay? So anyway, that was one step. And then when I got into a more conducive role, I said to myself, okay, how do I either A, get a different job with a better schedule or with less demands on me, that's a little bit more flexible with my time, or how do I change roles within the company? So I ended up taking a couple of assignments that I did not want to take to maneuver me to a place where I could get into a role that was a little bit more flexible. So I had tried looking for a job, but because I was so fresh out of college, the question wasn't about my capability, it was about why do you want to leave so quickly? And so that became a hindrance. And so I kind of just halted that process because I knew even if I was hiring somebody and they had only been on the job a year and a half, and they were trying to leave and they were fresh out of college, I'd be a little concerned about the investment into that person, the training and development, and all that kind of stuff. So went into a job, I was working days, and ended up taking a role where they wanted me to work during the day, Monday through Thursday, and then they wanted me to work the afternoon, evening on Fridays in the summer. I'm a single gal, okay, single girl, and I was like, so you want me to work a regular day shift during the week and then come in and work Friday nights? I mean, I just was like, you have got to be kidding me. And so I was backfilling a role, which the Monday through Thursday, I was backfilling a role which eventually would get me a promotion, but then I would be leaving my 2nd shift managerial role wide open on Fridays. So it was a compromise, and a good friend of mine came to me and she told me, you need to take that role because they want to see if you're flexible, okay? Because I was already unhappy. You know what happens when you're unhappy on the job. You got an attitude. You ain't really trying to do a whole lot. And that's why I say you need to know your performance, whatever. But I always had good results. I just had good results with an attitude. So don't do that because that could hinder what you want to do. And And the reason why I kind of went into this story is because also I was very stressed out because I was trying to keep my passion a secret. And this is a side note. When you are trying to hide part of yourself, and this is any part of life, when you're trying to hide part of yourself, for whatever reason, I was trying to hide it because I was like, well, if I even talk about that I like to cook or whatever the case may be, the level of my passion is so strong that they're going to see that it's more than just a hobby. And oh my gosh, they're going to be looking at me like I'm crazy. It probably wasn't even that serious, but I just will say that it had me very stressed out trying to hide who I really was. So anyway, ended up taking the job, went ahead, bit the bullet, and said, okay, I'll work Monday through Thursday during the day, and I'll come back and work Friday evenings and Friday nights in the summer. Oh my gosh, I was so sad about it. But I did that for just a couple of months, and by the end of the year, I think I started that role in June or July. By November, I already knew and I had already met with who was going to be my future boss. And by December, it was just a technicality on me moving not only into a more conducive role, but a location in the company, our headquarters, which was closer to my house. And it was a office 9 to 5, so it wasn't a manufacturing facility, whatever the case may be. And I was taking a role that had a lot of travel. So while I thought I was moving into a schedule that was a little bit more conducive, by the looks of it, it wasn't, because this job, I was traveling probably every other week. So, and some of you guys, when I started YouTube, I was still in that role. So some of my videos, you'll see me, I'm like in different hotels doing my videos. So anyway, and I took that role. So what does that have to do with Mind Your Business? 6 months after taking this role, that was about like 70% travel, more or less given the month, I started culinary school full time. I was taking 12 credit hours. I don't know. I just really felt like God one day was like, go enroll in culinary school. And let me tell you what I said. I was like, I'm going to go up there and see what they're talking about, but I'm not about to enroll. So I go up to the school, and the lady, I'm just like, okay, what's the schedule like? Talk to me about tuition, talk to me about financial aid, etc. And she's like, when are you looking to start? This was in June. And I said, oh, I'm looking to start in October, because the school was in quarters. And so she was like, well, we've got to start there in July. I really didn't want to do that, because my sorority's centennial was that year, so this was 2008. Shout out to the lovely ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Anyway, the week that school started in July was the same week of our centennial boule. And I was like, I just came to look. I just want to think about it. I'm not sure. So anyway, I ended up signing up, and that week I started culinary school. Now, so let me tell you how my schedule would work. I would go to work on Monday morning, work all day, leave work, change clothes into my chef's uniform, get to the campus by 5:30 in class, okay? Get out at 10:30, 11 o'clock, get up the next morning, catch a flight to whatever part of the country I was going to for that week, come back on Thursday. Sometimes I had to change clothes in the airport to make it to my Thursday night class, which was at 5:30, was there to 10:30, 11, got up, went to work all day on Friday, and then went to class at night, 5:30 to 10:30 on Friday nights. Sometimes it was a little bit different. Sometimes I would travel Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, have class Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. But the point is, a lot of people think there's not enough hours in the day. And let me tell you, and this applies mostly to people who do not have a spouse, who do not have children, but there are ways around that, but I can't advise that because I don't have a spouse or children, so I'm not going to be the one to tell you how to rearrange your schedule. For the rest of us, there's no excuse, okay? It was plenty of time. And then I would go to church on Sunday and spend my entire Sunday afternoon doing my homework for the entire week, okay? I would do my errands and all that kind of stuff on Saturday. I was washing uniforms. I would throw something in the washing machine before I went to work. I would come home, put it in the dryer, have it ready for the next day, because we only had 3 uniforms, okay? And you had to have a clean uniform every day that you went to class. And so I just remember my mom saying, it's more hours in the day than you think. And when you are really fed up, with with your life or doing something that you don't want to do, you will grind. You will grind hard. I watched a video on YouTube recently, and this guy said he's got that crush, CRUSH, can't rest until something happens. And I'm telling you, that's what I had going on. So I was doing that. I did that for a year and a half. A year and a half. Full 12 credit hours the entire time. Check this out. And during that time, nobody on my job, except for like one friend, knew that I was in culinary school. My boss had no idea. My peers had no idea. They didn't know. Okay? It wasn't their business. But anyway, so the point is, and maybe I need to change the title of this one because I didn't know I was going to go this much into detail, is you got to grind. Get your grind on. So there's a lot of time in the day. And yeah, I'm going to change the title of this video to Mind Your Business, from Mind Your Business to Get Your Grind On. If you don't need to go to school to change careers or to follow your passion, like if you've already been trained in it or whatever, then, you know, this may not be applied to you. But what I will tell you is, before you go do anything, work closely in that field. Okay? So if I hadn't been going to culinary school and getting experience that way and working on campus restaurant, I probably would have been trying to work somewhere in the evening, because I do not recommend going into a business that you've never worked in just because you think you can do it. You can read all day. You can read and you can study all day. And that's great because you need to know some things in theory. But there are some things and little maneuvers that you and things you should know about whatever your passion is, that only working, even if you're working for free, so volunteering in that genre, in that field, will teach you. A lot of times it'll teach you what you don't want to do. You know, I thought I wanted to cater. I do not like to cater. I don't like to do it. Okay? I like more of culinary education, cooking classes, private cooking lessons. I like romantic dinners for 2 small dinner parties, but like weddings and events kind of stuff, not my forte. You need to know your lane. So I'm probably going to have to hodgepodge this all together because I'm all over the place. But there's a lot of hours a day. You need to know your business. You need to know. You need to be educated. And a lot of people say, oh, you don't have to, you know, go to school to be successful. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I will say, however, that a lot of times it gives you additional credibility. It's not that you won't be credible. It gives you additional credibility. And also, I get asked the question all the time, oh, did you go to culinary school? Every time I tell people to chef, oh, are you classically trained? Yes, I am. And it's just a little extra nugget of, okay, she's serious about this. And it doesn't hurt. So whether you're a painter, you can be the most talented painter in the world. Going to school will never hurt you. If you're a musician or if you're a singer, getting vocal lessons or music lessons will never hurt you. It can only sharpen your gift. And one of my friends, who happens to also be a subscriber, said one of the best lines in this last video in the comments. She said, the talent part is easy. That's the easy part. It's the business and administrative and marketing side that is the most difficult. And anybody will tell you, if you can sing, you can sing. That's easy. You can always work on it and do all that kind of stuff, but that, you got that. But marketing your music, getting out there, booking gigs, getting people to buy your CDs, etc., the distribution, the photo shoots, that's the hard part. That's the busy work. That's the part where people give up because they don't want to do the business side. So, know your business and study people who have done what you're trying to do. If they have a book, I don't care how simple, I don't care if it's an autobiography, read it. Get yourself a virtual set of mentors, a virtual set of board of directors, and ask yourself, what would they do? Now, I am not telling you to mimic them, okay, because their journey is different than your journey. But look at the things and the lessons they've learned and say, how can I take those lessons and apply them to my situation? You know, what are some little nuggets that I didn't think about that they may have done? So, it's important to know your business. It's important to do your research. You know, I mean, people always ask me all the time, how did I become a personal chef? I signed up for a course through the United States Personal Chef Association on how to become a personal chef. It was expensive, not expensive, expensive. Okay, no, I'm just joking. It wasn't cheap. I read a lot of books about becoming a personal chef, owning your own catering business. I Googled a lot of things. I went to every personal chef website I could Google and went through and looked at their services, how they were marketing, where they came up in Google. I took classes on internet marketing. I took business classes, entrepreneurship classes, sales classes. I did all of that because although I was working on the talent, which was the cooking part, I need to know the business side of it. So I'm going to stop there because this video is rather long. I'm probably going to split it into 2 parts, and we'll come back with part 4. All right, family, I'll see you in my next video. And if you have any questions about the Leaving Corporate America series, feel free to leave them below. All right, talk to you next time. Peace.